strange, but it self-sabotage my love, self-sabotage my love, cause of my own pain. No one's coming to save you, baby girl. You
Ain't that it? Nobody's coming to save you, baby girl. That should be the anthem and the theme for this season of Love is Blind. You guys, if you're new here, my name's Ashley. This is my sweet perspective, where I give my take on all the things TV and movie related. Joined by Tyra over at Struggle Reviews TV, and we're back to talk Love is Blind season 9, episodes 7 through 9. Tyra, are you ready to get into the thick of it? Into the thick of it? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I am. I didn't know that they could bring us so much in a mere 3 episodes. I'm ready.
Lord have mercy. Neither did I. But Tyra, let's get on over here. And this is, I just had to say, this is a travesty. All right. It's just, of all of the seasons, and I've just been watching since season 6. This is by far and away the most egregious display of exploitation I feel like I've seen on a reality show in a long time, and that's saying a lot because we just watched Love Island. All right. But Tyra, I want to know, Nick Lachey over here and Vanessa, are they diabolical? And really, the producers behind this machine really should be blamed. But what are your overall thoughts of episodes 7 through 9? And do you agree that this, in fact, is a travesty?
I'm gonna leave Nick alone. I mean, I think they're just the face, and it was just like, oh, that's a familiar couple from way back for the targeted audience, because this is very millennial and because who know about them 98 degrees except for us, you know. So it's like, yeah, let's get on over here, and remember he was with other Jessica, and then he met this Jessica, and then they got married. Yeah, they're just the face. Production is trash. Production is trash. Like, I've been watching since the beginning. I have fell off with the later seasons, but I was a consistent watcher at least up until season 5. This is awful. This is awful. This is the sorriest bunch of folks I've ever seen paired together. It's just so sad. I've never seen, and even when you give something like you said, we just watched Love Island. Love Island is curated to be a certain way, and a lot of them are young, equally yoked, and it's very like fantastic in that way of trying to curate something for the TikTok audience and Instagram. Like, we expect that there.
Yeah.
Here with the audience, you expect not perfection or for them to be above it all. No, it's still a reality dating show, but these are like grown people. And this isn't like, oh, we're trying to date and we just want to, and it's just fun. And if we can curate enough to gain followers and get endorsements, even though that's what it's clearly turning into, because everybody want to leave here with something to get a check. This is marriage. We're going to go through this process with the possibility of marrying these people, and we're meeting family and maybe children and whatever, and X, Y, and Z. So for it to be this much of a tragedy is absolutely sad. I feel like we're, far, far, far gone to get back to a Cameron and Lauren thing, to where it's like, you know what? These are the couples that you check in on and go back to from season 1s, 2, and 3. Like, oh, they're still going strong, or they're having a baby. I'm so glad. I just love that somebody could find love via this experience. I want all of these people to get as far away from each other as possible.
As possible. As immediately. Do it now before the judges and the police have to get involved. So Love is Blind was created for Netflix by Chris Colin and produced by Kinetic Content, who did do Married at First Sight, Aisha. But Chris is the demon behind this. And sir, thou art a villain. There's nothing in my mind that's gonna make me that's going to make me think any different. Now, I will say this, even just watching these past 3 or 4 seasons, I will say when I first started watching, there was still a sincerity with a lot of the contestants or a lot of the people. You could really tell that marriage was their heart, was their desire. When we were in the pods, we were talking about more than the surface things like, oh, what do you look like? What's your ethnicity? No, it was like, what do you want out of life? What makes you happy? What brings you joy? It was all of those things. And while some people did overshare and took it a certain way, I thought the lion's share of the people really were there with pure intentions. By this season, it's all salacious, it's all superficial, it's all giving. I really don't give too much of a damn about any of this. I'm just here because I got a business I'm trying to grow. I want to be an influencer. That's what it's giving, and I really hate that because what does that say about our society as a whole? But Melissa Elliott, thank you so much for coming through with a $5 super chat. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. So a couple things I want to get into before we get into the couples, like we always do. I want to start over here because this was egregious and glaring to me, and I really didn't know how to take it. This frat bros, aka Mean Girls thing that was going on at the mixer, Tyra, really got under my skin. At the mixer, of course, everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of the people come back, and we see, namely, a Joe and a damn Jordan get together and they're talking about Nick. Oh God, Nick. And Joe does a whole confessional about Nick. He's somebody's guy. But he's not my guy. And then at the mixer, we see him and Jordan really commiserating over the fact that, yeah, we just hate Nick. Nick's not it. And while I don't think everybody has to like everybody, I'm going to ask you because you've been watching since the OG. The seasons that I've watched, even the utterly repellent men have been embraced by the other guys. There's been like this bro code of like, oh,
Yeah.
nah, babe, that's my friend. Like, I know he's a little shady, but that's still my guy and we still rock with each other. I've never seen kind of this frat bro like, oh, God, like, it definitely gave Mean Girls. And I was like, this is very female oriented, in my opinion. Tyra, talk to me about it. And what did you notice it at all? Or was it just me? Because, it could be me.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't seen anyone link up. If it is a link up, it's to correct someone. Like he needs to be checked, even by frat bro standards. The way he's treating such and such, I'm not going to stand for it as a man. We need to confront him. But like appearance and sexually, what he's doing missionary. He's vanilla. Like it's unfortunate because you could tell that he already came here bothered, and my mom, she thought I was gay, and this overcompensation like attitude to show that I am desired. I'm working the rooms, and I got the ladies in this. So to have these same men in the corner snickering about how lackluster you are in the bedroom, or just as a man you're inadequate, I think it caters to this entire season and how emotionally immature everybody has been. You could not tell me that these were grown adults. And when I say grown adults, even though, back in the day we thought a lot of these people are, 30 and up.
Hmm.
It's giving 18, 19. It's
Yeah.
giving,
Childish.
it's turned 21. It is, very frat brother energy, but it's for all the men, even, not talking about how he's just not desirable. He's somebody's man. I could never. Like, I don't know what she sees in him. He hitting that right. What are you doing?
It's
All
weird.
of the men here are just so immature, and it makes you scared for the universe.
It does.
It makes you nervous for the dating pool and the expectation, or even just the workforce. The way you see that these people interact with you and other folks, and then you'll see their job title, it's just like, who let you in the door?
Who hired you?
Who hired you? Like, how are you adequate enough to do any checks and balances there as a whatever, and you're here acting this way? It gives that nobody here actually knows themselves. And I want to know where the growth was stunted for not only one man, but several men here and women to just have stopped. And that's whether they were, 25, 35, or 45. Like, What is going on? Did we miss the train?
Girl, it's something. I said, is it in the water? Because in the comments on TikTok, everybody's saying, oh, this is Colorado. This is just the vibes in Colorado. It can't be. It can't be. And I know Edmund is the one that sticks out the most because it's so glaring, but he is indicative, I think, of a greater systemic issue within the casting this season. Because what? And these are the people that you featured, that you decided to push their narrative along. Because let's not be under any delusions. We understand and know that there's a million people here in these pods, and there's other worthy conversations. You just pick and choose what you think is going to be most salacious and, most, I guess, draw more viewers. But this is really gross to me, honestly. Like, why are you behaving this way?
Has to be just looking at the men here. It's like out of all of them, there were some men here. You know, when you have your cast and it's like, and we'll go like, okay, that's a man, that's a husband right there, and it's nobody thus far I've seen and gone, that's a man, that is husband material. He has so much potential. Why wouldn't you want to marry him? This is a husband. Nobody.
Lord have mercy. Lord, none of them, none of them, none of them, none of them. Now let's get
No.
over here, Tyra. We're going to stay at the mixer a little bit. But one more thing before we get into the actual couples, because Anna made an appearance. Anna came back in this thing, Tyra. And I just want to know, why did you come back? Because here's the thing. Because here's the thing, Anna, girl. And I guess the story, the narrative that's being put out there is that her family, she is their source of, I guess, means and finance. And when they couldn't reach her on the phone for an extended period of time, they thought that she was kidnapped. Sell that to somebody else. Ashley's not buying it, baby. Go ahead and sell some lakefront property in, I don't know, in the desert to somebody else, but don't sell it to me. Because if you're really providing in their sole support system, you would have let them know, hey, I applied. Not only did I apply, I passed. They accepted me. I was vetted. This is not a 1-2 day process to get on this show. You apply for it. They call you back. You probably go back and meet with a casting director. They then probably give you some sort of assessment. Allegedly, you're vetted, and then you get the alert that you're going to be there from this date to this date. The pods are only 10 days or 2 weeks, whatever. And so, girl, sell it to somebody else. But anyway, she gets there, and immediately we want to see the conversation between she and Patrick. And Patrick is basically like, it was you, girl. It was you. Why you leave me like that? You didn't say nothing. Like, she said, yeah, well, I left you and Blake because y'all were both, viable options. I'm just being honest. He's like, no, but it was you for me. She's like, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that, because didn't you get engaged to Casey? Like, okay, because if I was really that girl for you, you wouldn't have been so quick to tell Casey you loved her and go after her. So I don't believe you, Patrick. I don't. Honestly, it really very much gave the thought of being with you, like you said last time, Tyra, the thought of being with an Asian man was beyond. What I'm gonna throw and add a sprinkle of on top of that was that I think that she was very, very self-conscious about how she looked. And I really think she thought Patrick was going to reject her after seeing her, similar to what Casey did to him. And I honestly think that's what it was about. But Tyra, chime in. Let me know, why did she come back? Because it was so lackluster.
She pissed me off. I was so excited to see her. I was okay. Finally, we can, get some closure, and maybe they can discuss the aspects of what it looks like to date or try something now away from the show. Because I see you, and I'm still very interested. And I should have maybe not, given you my whole business, but I did owe an explanation. Let me do that now. You came here to gaslight Patrick, really? I don't like when people get here and act delusional to the process. We are in 9 seasons in. 9 seasons. You know what you're here for. And you know that everyone's intention, it's a process of elimination. If I can't be here with my number one or my person, I'm gonna go with the next person. I'm just
Period.
gonna keep checking. You're my main focus. I would have loved for you to have stayed and us to go through this process together, but you left and made it very clear that you maybe weren't as interested. So I moved on to the next option. But now that you're here, you were number one, and I did see something, and I do want to explore something with you. No, it was never going to be me. It wasn't. I was like, what?
Was that?
The self degrading behavior here. The way she acted, it gave the stamp on, okay, she feels inadequate about her appearance and how she was going to show up, and it probably made her nervous, whether it was Blake or Patrick or whomever. And I'm like, you guys have so much in common here to sit here and be in denial. You guys have so much in common to where it would be kismet for you to meet you where you are and love on each other the way that nobody else has been able to, and give you that confidence, and y'all could grow and mature and evolve together and realize that you are enough for whomever. No, it was just, yeah, it was never going to be me. So I was like, why are you here? And you have Patrick sitting there divulging and pouring. No, you were my number one. Like, it really broke me. You left. And yeah, so I just told her that then. Because you left, stupid. You left. What did you want me to do? I didn't understand what she wanted from Patrick and why she was so guarded. It's like she was upset. You wanted him to meet you here and nobody else was a, but and he was like, well, yeah, I had another option just like Blake was for you, but you were, my ultimate number one. It was just a process of elimination. If it wasn't going to be you, it was going to be Casey. No, you couldn't possibly have feelings for us both. You can't. You were in the same
The same
experiment. You know how
situation.
this goes, and you got here, and I felt bad for Patrick again. I was like, why did you come here? I thought you were going to come here with some type of positive intentions and be mature about the situation. No, you came here to degrade yourself. And well, it was never going to be me because you said you loved her. No, no, no. It was never going to be you because you didn't want it to be you. And you probably
Yeah.
got scared and you left, which I understood, but you came back with those same scared, guarded feelings and to throw it in Patrick's face because you should have just left and not have went after any other options and just waited for me. Why? You would have still rolled up here with this same energy because you're not
And
confident in yourself. It would have still been the same. Well, I don't know. I don't know if we can embark on that. She just was looking for a way out and an excuse when it was sad to see because Patrick was clearly hoping like, okay, girl, we here now. So it was like, yeah, no, because you went over there with her. What?
yeah, and honestly, I think it's such a combination of things with her, and it's nuanced, right? Because you do have this woman who said her preference is a white man ultimately, and to now be kind of confronted with this idea that an Asian man wants me, but I don't really like Asian. Typically, traditionally, that hasn't been my thing. What if I don't like him? What if he doesn't like me? But now to get here, this definitely felt like walls. This still felt like a defense mechanism for her, even in this moment, even though we're finally seeing face to face. And he's still giving the energy like, hey, like you said, hey, girl, she didn't return my ring, but, I can get you one. When I found out Casey didn't return that man's ring and stopped answering his calls, I was
Do
out.
you have a slide for Patrick?
No,
Because
no. Go ahead. Talk
oh,
about it now.
I was sad. I was sad. Like the woman I hate it for the both of them because she showed up sad and down on herself, and he came there with the same energy. It was like, yeah. So I was like, Casey did everything, but have have it painted in the sky that she does not want you. He's like, well, I can meet you, but where are you? You need some time. Oh, okay, I can give you that time, and then we can go on a couple dates. Okay. Well, I can just wait. Maybe she don't want
Patience.
you.
Patience is a virtue. That's in the Bible. Yeah.
She's not that. And it's like, well, yeah, well, then she just left me on red. She didn't even return my phone calls. I don't even know. I don't know what was up with that. Then she didn't give me my ring. It's a bird. She's a bird, Patrick Star. She's a bird. This is pigeon behavior. This is not even one that you should even be desiring. And even with her and this deny, 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 and whatever, I think it's the same thing as far as Patrick. You can't tell me that every white tea man she came across instantly desired her. Why aren't
Yeah.
we going for where we're loved? I'm not
Yeah.
understanding. I don't get it. Like Patrick was still there being the punching bag. Like, yeah, I don't know what was wrong with it. If Casey called Patrick now, even
Today.
after I'm not giving the ring, I'm not giving two F's. I don't give a damn about your feelings. Yeah, I can be what time? I can do that.
Yeah.
Stand
Yeah.
up.
Because
Stand
it was
up
very
now.
much. But you're not breaking up with me though, are you? We're not broken up though, right? Like we still go together. Like we're still good, right? Like Patrick,
Stand
please.
up, Patrick. Stand up. And it's like the both of them have so many things to offer. and they both were very it's very sparse of just being genuine here in this space in this season. Y'all hadn't that much, even though we were both clearly really damaged, but clearly the show isn't going out of its way to make sure all ducks are in a row for any of the people here for them to be an option for marriage. So it's just like, yeah, I could have been here on this journey with them of self-discovery and love, and even though we showed up different at the end of this experience, even if we don't get married, I see myself in a better light and know that I'm worthy of love regardless of who rejects me. And maybe I shouldn't be just solely entertaining white tea spaces. No! You came over here, Patrick Starr, and said, I'll wait on you, girl. How long you need? You need me to wait a year? Okay, Casey. All right. What?
So I can have patience. Now, Melissa girl, I don't know about New Orleans, Lord. Now that's gonna be something to see. And I might tune in because this one about has me like on the edge with Love Is Blind. Like, do I try another season? I couldn't even stomach season 8. And season 9 coming with the foolishness. I'm scared of a season 10, Melissa. But New Orleans is that place. It's gonna be diverse if we go to New Orleans. So that'll be fun. Roses Bud, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Looky. To gloat
The
about what? To gloat about what? Dang, gosh, why you gotta come in on that energy? Can't we have a peaceful night for what? Can't we get along? Can't we just all get along? Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I'm here again to gloat. I don't know what you're gloating about. Take it up with Tyra. I don't know. I don't know.
You already know when Jane wants to come and say, see, I told y'all reality TV would. That does not mean that we're not going to talk about it, Dane. Gloat to yourself in your tiki hut.
Ciao. Anyway, moving on down the road. Let's get into these couples. We're gonna start out with Allie and Anton. This man can't pay for her Botox, excuse me. He frequents the shake joint. She don't like that. He done sold her a dream that, oh no, it's my friend who likes to party. And here's my thing. Any logical thinking woman, and she's a nurse, sis, you a nurse. If a man is going out every night of the week, it's not just because his friend likes to party. I have a lot of friends that just like to party all the time, like Eddie Murphy said, Tyra. But does that mean I'm going to go and party all the time? No, I have to have an affinity and a desire to want to party as well, to go out every night of the week and to spend money tricking off at the shake joint. He can't afford her Botox. He's very much struggling. He said he's going to have to get a second job. She says, I don't want to cook or clean. That's not how I got this ring. All right. She was on her Cardi energy. She said, when I was in school last time, my mom cooked for me. She cleaned for me. She did my laundry. I just had to focus on school and getting my cosmetic treatments. He said, well, I'm going to have to pick up another job. I don't see it. It's as dry and as bland as that 2-minute proposal that we got with no ring in the first episode. I could give a damn about these two. It's very odd and weird. Even meeting his friends and the girl tells him, and she comes back to the table, we have things to talk about. That's against girl code. Allie, you found that information. You don't put a go girl on the spot like that. It gives y'all ain't never been nowhere, y'all ain't never had nothing, and you don't know anybody. Anton has very scary eyes too, by the way. I don't like this gaze of his. It really freaks me out. But I think this is literally what happens when you connect on being having English as a second language. This doesn't make any sense to me. And because of the way they shot it, the way they edited it, and the way that they aired it, we don't care because we don't know either one of these people, Tyra. Talk to me about it. And what did they expect? Like, nothing. There's no chemistry.
At least we didn't get no you like that. As I was just hoping he didn't go there. We didn't get none of that you like when I call you baby. I was like, okay, we're good. We're good in my book. This is what happens when you don't get to know anybody. You clearly aren't built in any way to support her lifestyle. Maybe she said, I don't want to work. Is your income built to support the both of us? It's like, well, I mean, sure, I guess. She you don't know anything about her. Maybe she's looking to be, which often comes along on these shows where someone is highly desirable and attractive in the sense of any show where you're looking to be married. They want to be kept. They want,
yes, baby.
be a housewife, support me. Baby, I'm not working. So yeah, these are things that we discuss in the pods. So we can't get here and like, oh, this is new information. We didn't discuss anything in the pods. We didn't discuss anything down in Mexico. And then we get here, and it's just like, oh, you're a gold digger. Oh, you're a partier with disposable women and going to frequent strip clubs and this and just like I just that's just not my life. That's not my lifestyle. He's a heavy drinker. He's just always drinking, and I don't know if I can. And I was like, well, hell, girl. She was like, yeah. He gets home he has two beers. I was like, a whole two? Oh, girl, how will you get over this alcoholic? It's like, girl, first of all, pipe down. A lot of people get home and have a brewski, okay? But I
You're
think
rude.
that she is coming into realizing that this isn't the man that she thought he was. And we did that's why all of the you like that, you're gonna stay home and take care of the children and you're gonna she was like, yes, that means he got money.
You
He
got
got money.
money.
And no,
Mm-mm.
it just sounded good in the pods. And y'all were getting into, yeah, we're both, second language and Russian and first job McDonald's. We can build a life on that. No, you can't. Winking the gun. You cannot. And now we get here, and this is clearly not someone who desires to wife you and support not just your lifestyle, but high maintenance lifestyle with cosmetic procedures and Botox and whatever. Yeah, she's like, because y'all might want that. So who joined bank account? What joint? No, no, no. I want to spend your money. I want your money. I want to do. You don't need to see what I got. I want to spend your money. Well, why
That's
do we need to do that? Well, what? And it's just and then we have the disgusting frat bro energy when his friend when they left to go to the bathroom and speak, and he was like, "Ooh, like boy, you did good for yourself." Oh, she's hot. Everybody's just hot for no damn reason. You can't build a marriage off of hot.
no,
Everybody's just
baby.
hot and attractive, and we're not talking about anything else. And then he gets here, and it's just like, well, I'm not prepared to be, your husband in that way. I thought this was gonna, and then she's here, like, oh, he's just out going to parties and drinking. Girl, she told that woman, well, yeah, I mean, he used to do that in the past. He's not doing it anymore. She was like, oh, you mean in the 4 months that it took to kind of get through to this experience? So he's been set down for 4 months, and that's a big change for you. This is two completely different people in different
People.
lifestyles and desires. And you got in those pods and you didn't talk about nothing. So when you get here, you have nothing to go off of. I
Nothing.
don't know. This was sad, but we'll see where this goes. And she's that desirable that he's gonna go off and get 5 other jobs to support her cosmetic procedures.
I doubt it. He ain't gonna do nothing. He can't even keep his eyes open. Q82. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Yay, caught another live. Love you ladies for real. And we love you back. Thank you so much for coming through and supporting with the super chat. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Not Anton looks like he wears wife beaters and will pop her in the mouth. Listen. I'm not going over here with this man because it's just so dumb. Really, the pods is your opportunity to really vet somebody, get to know, like, are you a trad wife? Do you believe in traditional gender roles? Like, do you believe in, are you 50-50? Like, these are basic talking points that I know that they're given in that little notebook because they surely not writing anything. At least they didn't write anything this season.
But we've seen this on Love is not Love is Blind, Married at First Sight. A lot of the
Mhm.
ladies will get here, especially if they are highly desirable. And it's like
Yeah.
I really low key want to be a kept wife and not work and just be that because I am so attractive.
Mhm.
But they'll lie and act like they're here with different intentions. Girl, if that's what you want, you lead with that. And
Yeah.
I don't cook, I don't clean. But let me tell you how I got this ring. You lead
Listen.
with that. You lead with the fact that you like them strippers and to have you some brews after work. And no, I'm more of a, I'm more of a 60-40 kind of man. I can't support your whole lifestyle. We didn't talk about any of that.
Exactly. And that's my thing. And it's okay because then you attract the person who's going to, be able to acquiesce to your desires and what you want. Because there's a lot of traditional men who don't mind sponsoring a woman here and there. You know what I mean? And speaking of a sponsor, Sparkle Meg, the sponsor. She's the queen of the sponsors. And Jordan. The chicken smoothie was diabolical. Everything good he's done up to this point or after is immediately wiped out when he put that chicken breast with Crystal Light and tap water. He must be stopped. This is a villain. Jordan has not shown me any villainous behaviors per se yet, but that chicken smoothie is one for the books. He couldn't even stomach it. And the fact that you would hand your cup over to this woman that you say you love. Jordan must be stopped. But a lot happens, right? Because she has her life in LA, okay? Because Sparkle Meg comes from money. She worked in oil and gas, and now she's got her own business, but she's got a cute coin, and she wanted the world to know. Because not only do we go and not just look at a regular house or apartment or a condo, I need a 6-bedroom, $2 million property, baby. I got my 1.5. All you got to do is get a loan for 500,000, Jordan. Jordan said, I ain't got it. Jordan immediately said, I ain't got that. I ain't got that. Meg said, okay, that's fine, baby. What do you have? I don't want to overwhelm you. Just, but this is how I'm accustomed to living. This is my life. I'm Sparkle Meg. And then also about your son's room, right? I just want to make sure that it's completely decked out. No, you don't buy him anything. Just leave my son alone. He needs to know that hard work is the key. Damn it. We meet the family over here, and immediately the sister said, I had a dream. I had a dream about you, baby. She basically said she had a dream about the diabetes, honey, the sugar diabetes, and that is how we know Jordan is Megan's one. I said everybody's on. I can't say the words that I want to say because I want to keep this monetized, but I'll just say it's a very strange world that we live in over here, right? And so we're going along. Jordan says he's used to being the breadwinner, but he's blue collar. He says that, I want to be the provider sometimes, and I don't want to feel like a mooch. This intrinsically is the reason why this won't work. Megan wanted a young thing. Right? She liked that full sleeve. She said, I like it. I like the tats. I like his booty. It's tight. I want him over there. But baby, Mike was your guy. Because here's the thing. While she doesn't have an issue being a sponsor, and a lot of people are being triggered by me saying sponsor, but I mean it, right? Because she'll be paying the lion's share. He's going to feel unneeded, unwanted, and men need that. They want to feel like they do something. Most good men do. And like I said, I don't think Jordan is a bad person, but the chicken smoothie sent me over the rails. Tyra, talk to me about Sparkle, Meg, Jordan. Talk to me about the dream. Talk to me about the difference in finances. What are your thoughts?
We're gonna talk about the chicken first. I say, oh, that's that Dahmer Ging John Wayne Gacy special. What the hell are you drinking? I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. that was just like getting that protein. I was like, oh, baby. When he said he was on a budget, it's like, what the hell? How you think I'm wasting 6 eggs for some protein when I can get them in this little piece of chicken? I was like, yeah, baby. Jordan did everything but call her big money. Was right there next to all right, big money. This just isn't that. I am so glad that Jordan at least knows who he is. And you knew she was bald headed. You knew she had no damn hair. You knew that this was not going to work, Megan. And she was borderline appalled when she was like, come again, say what? He was like, it's humble. I have a humble apartment. She's like, your son's room. Don't you have a 1-bedroom? So where are you sleeping? It's like, you'll see when you get there. It's very, I'm not saying I'm struggling, but I'm a younger man. I'm still trying to find my way and also raise my son who has diabetes. I have other things to consider. And I ain't out here banking footloose and fancy free with money. I cannot match you in that way. We are not financially equally yoked. I can't give you any of that. Child, baby, when we got on down to his place, I was like, okay. He was like, it's modestly decorated. It's that. And it was fine, and I did like the fact that Jordan prioritized his son. And you can tell that he does. My baby's going to get the room. I'll just when this fool had a meltdown about, I don't know, but that's the way I show my love. It's like financial. Like, I don't know what kind of gifts. What kind of gifts am I going to get? Because that's why I do. Well, he doesn't, I don't raise they have different
values.
Values and morals and everything. It's just like my baby can get a $1 toy and he's happy. He's just appreciative. He's just gonna want to know and meet you. And as long as you're a good person, but no, that's the way I show my love. I'm a gift giver. I have to give gifts. What if he doesn't like my gifts? Like, she is talking over nothing. These are two different people. I don't understand why we're here. When she took him down to the palace, I said, girl, down here to meet this damn realtor. And she's like, yeah, this is on the market. This is like 2.1 mil. And Jordan was like, what? Oh, um,
I got it.
girl.
I got
And
it.
then it is not like Megan is saying, I'm completely fine with being the total breadwinner. You showing up as yourself and with your son and who you are, tatted up, tight booty and all, and blowing my back out because that's what she really wants, is
Mhm.
enough. No, you sat here with a straight face, and so what can you do? You think we can go half on this if we sell that LA property? No, girl,
He
did
said,
you
I don't
not
even think I can get
not work that
250,000.
through? Did you not just see my quarters? You saw my space, right? This is not that. And it's just like, well, it was very, on the back end, if we flip that over at an interest rate, you can swing a million.
What? He said, what? I got it.
Why was you playing his face like that? I just, Megan is so emotionally off to me. And when we met the family and the tears came and the dream, I was like, oh, everybody's family is wackadoo this season. Nobody's being realistic. Everybody's just off. You can normally rely on the sisters, the parents, or whatever to go, where are you going with that? Who is this? Who is Jordan? This is not your man. We know your lifestyle. We know your expectations and what you want out of a husband and what you don't want. This isn't that, sis. It's just like, no, I see it. It's him. This is just amazing that you guys could meet via this experience. This is beautiful. Everybody's wackadoo. Everybody is wackadoo. The house blew me away though. That I was like, girl, 2 million what? And Jordan's like, and I love that he was is once again humble enough to say like, girl, I can't do it. Let it have been Joe. Let it
Yeah.
been somebody who don't mind kicking their feet up and letting you fit the bill, which is nothing wrong with that. But that's not what she desires. She doesn't want to be a sugar mama. She
Yeah.
wants to be with someone we can go and we have our businesses and our money and we're probably coming from money and we're traveling and we're living our best life with no kids. Why are you over here with Jordan? Ma'am, get a life.
Please, immediately. And again, and now Pretty Girl Danny was in the comments yesterday. She said she belonged in the senior community, the 55 plus senior living community. Now, I, but Megan says she's used to an older man, and an older man like Mike, 37 years old, established. He said he got a cute coin, baby. What you need? You want to go bar for bar? You want to go band for band? I got you. But Jordan, I think she just wanted that hot meat. And Mike did have red flags, but so does she. It's just a very interesting dynamic. I hate it for both of them. This is a no-go for me. Tyra, are they going to make it in the long run? Do you think it's possible that they could make? Okay. All right. I
No,
just had to ask.
no,
I had to ask.
no. They need to separate, and I'm hoping somebody can be the bigger person to say that this isn't that, and they don't even waste our time scooting down nobody else. She lost Jordan at the $2.1 million hole.
Oh, Lordy McGordy, what a mess. What a mess. Rose's Bud, thank you, Boo, for the $5 super chat. Confetti, please leave Jordan alone. I will never forgive him for that chicken smoothie, but I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he's a bad guy. Denise, hey, go ahead. What's going on? What's going on? Check out Denise's reviews, honey. She reviews all of the reality. What cameras do you guys have? I have a Sony ZV-E10 that I use.
Girl, I don't know. My brother purchased this. I am not the tech person. I have a camera from Amazon.
She said Amazon, Amazon, got it on Amazon. And let me go back really quick because did you say, are these two going to make it or no? Is it over for them already before it began?
This is done. She knew that this wasn't that. And I don't even think it's the beer. It's the strip. I don't think it's any of that. I think if he could financially have her set and kept, and she could quit her day job, she would be okay. She don't want this man because she realized, like, oh, so you was just, you like baby, you're gonna stay at home and raise the babies, so you don't have that you don't have that Pablo Escobar money. Yeah, we good. We good. She want to get out of here because of the finances. I don't think it has nothing to do with. I just don't do the strippers. It's just not me, girl.
No.
Whatever.
We're 0-2, y'all. Like it's zero matches so far. Not Allie and Anton, and definitely not Sparkle Meg and Jordan. But easing on down the road to the alleged crackhead, in my opinion. and Madison. Madison and Joe. He hates your stinking guts, lady. And I don't know how much more he can make it plain at this point, in my opinion. It's like, she's giddy. She's elated after they get back and, just being up under him. He's blowing her back out according to her. It's creative. It's magical. It's the best sex I've ever had, Tyra. Like, I just love everything about it. He says that he wants me to have his babies. Ho, they all say that. They all say that at one time or another. If the Cootenanny's right, all right, he's gonna say it. Oh, I just want to get you pregnant. That's what they say. And somebody in the TikTok said, I take it as a personal threat, and I do as well. Because don't tell me that. What are you saying? You trying to do what to me? You trying to ruin my life? The way that she's giddy with excitement. The way that she's giddy with excitement immediately. And he's like, why are you so excited? You're not even my type. Your back is enormous, right? I'm used to thin girls. Like, I don't even like your face for real, Madison. Like, why are you so excited and so confident about this? It's never gonna be. It's just not it, And then we go to his extended stay efficiency, his dorm room apartment with the Keurig on the side and the bed and the couch, right? Listen, I don't want to shame anyone in how they live their life. He's a bachelor. But again, it goes into my theory that this man has drugs in his pocket, allegedly, because how are you living like this in the state of Colorado? I don't like anything about it. And Madison is whiny. At this point, I was on Madison. I was with her. First episodes 1 through 6, girl, you got a raw deal. But the fact that she's fawning after this man, oh God, Joe left you for dead, ho. I hate everything about it. It's terrible. And if she doesn't just stand up herself and walk away with some dignity, like a real woman, Madison, and the fact that, oh, my nieces are crying. They just want me to be married so bad. And then we meet his family. And they're wrong as hell too, Joe. Your family's wrong as hell just like you, because why not warn her that you do things? We know what you do, Joe. I don't like it. I don't like anything about the dynamic, and I'm starting to not like Madison, damn it. Tyra, talk to me.
Ashley, what things? What you mean do things? What does that mean?
I think he might. I think it's a Zanny. I think he does bars. I think he might pop a. I think he might trip and roll.
Said you want to perk 30? What? Huh? What you say? He said you want to perk 30.
I'm just saying, allegedly, in my opinion.
Joe, I was so over it the moment the episode started. When she was, because you're just watching me cry. You're not even here for me. I don't even. When the whining it's just, maybe if you have to go that hard, and he's literally laughing in your face. Joe don't give a damn, but you're not even comforting me. You're not even reassuring me that you're laughing. It's like, well, I think you're doing a bit too much. Girl, get yourself together. You be glad I'm standing here. I'm Joe. I don't do big backs, Big Maddie. Joe feels like he's doing her a favor. Joe said that this is a fair exchange. Drugs in my pocket or not, girl, I'm desirable. I could have any skinny woman I wanted to, and I'm over here with your big back ass. That's how he's acting. He acts like Madison is the biggest woman in the world.
Swear.
Gorgeous. Doing you a favor. Whatever. We're doing that. And then we get over here. He is in here and he's trying to find it. Like, okay, I'm finding it. You know what? You kind of desirable if I squint. If I squint enough, because maybe this lease is up. Who's going back home and live with some parents? Girl, I got stuff to do. Madison is very secure in her lifestyle. Madison has a bag. Madison is well off herself. Joe is looking to be financially set and kept. And if I have to deal with Maddie and her big thighs rubbing together, I'm going to do that. Because Lord knows I don't desire her. But he is because some type of switch went off. By the time they went and they're visiting, and I think he's getting more and more to financially what she could provide and bring to him, because there is this desperation to Madison because she wants to be married so much. She wants to be reassured, and you're not even like, okay. And then it's like, oh, I can put up with this. I think I can lift you for that. I can do that. And it's just so pathetic. It's so pathetic because that's clearly what he's trying to do. You're not telling me overnight from Mexico, all of a sudden he's laying it on thick and damn near looks genuinely happy to be there with her. You're not. You don't like her. You don't like her. He thinks he is like, I'm gonna do you this solid. I'm gonna do you this solid. Usually I don't do this, so let me break you up with a little preview of the remix. I'm gonna do this with you, just as long as I can, so I can get what I want in the end. This is not a husband, Maddie. Maddie should want more for herself, and even the
Sure.
desperation comes out of the family. Like, I think maybe the other, whatever sister, whomever, they have something. Maybe they're married. Maybe, they're forging ahead into their families, and maybe she feels left behind. I'm hoping, because I've had enough of that this season, that she doesn't feel desirable, because it kind of gives that sometimes where she needs this, where you're not even telling me how great I am. It's just, can you come over here? Like, and he's literally laughing in your face. I don't like
Everything.
that. She's a very beautiful girl, and you're sleeping with a demon.
Yeah. And like, and that's the thing. And this idea that, oh yeah, well, he sexes me down and he tells me he wants me to have his baby. Like,
Are
like,
you young? Are you young? These are adults, girl. This is not 16 and pregnant where he whispered that nothing in your ear. This is like he's
I just,
oh, where are these? Where are the grown-ups?
they're
Where are
not
the
in
adults? Where
there. They're
are
not
they? Where are
in
the women who know themselves and we're standing in it? Like, girl, you're beautiful. You're bringing every single thing to the table. And Joe is giving you nothing. Even the way she described him in the pause, and he was just so giving, and he made me feel it. He let me know that he did. Maddie, we were there.
We were
We were
there,
there
baby. Never
witness
gave that.
the nothing that this man provided you, and you're here just off of the strength that Joe's attractive in her eyes enough for her to degrade whatever. Because you can't tell me that she doesn't sense it. Because if this man is lying and laughing in your face and unconcerned at every whim, you're damn near getting on his nerves. Girl, I'm doing you a favor. I could be with a skinny captain any day, but I'm over here with Big Maddie. Girl, hello, girl, you gonna pay for my lifestyle or what? No,
Yeah.
we're not. I just don't know. I need Madison to know her worth and Joe to stay off of whatever he's on to get that erratic
Yeah.
behavior out of him later in the episodes.
And I do try to give, would you say, Big Maddie? I do try to give her grace because, I mean, and somebody in the comments last week had mentioned ableism in the show because we do know that she has a degenerative eye condition that she kind of told him about. That was immediately his red flag. But it's almost like Joe says, well, maybe if I can get a place to live and a bag, it'll be fine. And I can coast for a little while since I'm living in this, extended stay efficiency unit. And so I'm wondering if maybe her condition is one of those factors that she's considering as part of her desirability factor, and that, dang, he still chose me after knowing this. Maybe, he loves me and he's giving me sex. I mean, I wonder if that's tainting her view of reality.
That I'm sure it is, because you wouldn't think how he speaks on her. You wouldn't. He would be like appalled to even sleep with her, or at least have enough dignity not to cross that line, because he knows deep down that he doesn't desire her in that way. And why would you mix feelings like that? But
Yeah.
the aspect of her going blind, at first when she said that, I thought that that would have made her drive even harder to ensure that you are with the right person, because it takes a secure, loving, it takes a certain person to love you there and be there for when that happens. You really deep down in your loins believe Joe is that person. Joe is not the person who's going to be there and support you and carry you and cater when those things hit. Joe is the person that is going to sit around and twirl his thumbs and wait for you to go blind so he can sneak bitches in and out the house, like, and go in your purse. Girl, what are we doing?
I
I
was
don't.
just about to say, I'm scared for her. If he's married, she loses her sight. He's gonna let her fall and hurt herself.
It is, but that's what it gives. It's like he does not care. And then he keeps what I'm mad at the most. Like, if Joe was like completely putting on this act and not giving any interludes into who he actually was, it would be different. The way he's like, "Don't you think you like me a little too much? Don't you?"
Yeah.
Well, well, but what makes you think that you love me? Because I don't love you. Listen, like, it's just, and she's like, well, you're not telling me, you're not assuring me, because I'm all in. It's like, well, no, not like that. I'm just saying, whew, it's a little fast. And then we had that one person down at the dinner table meeting the parents have some common sense. How do you know you love him? I think it was like, Hey, I'm trying to send you a signal to get out of the house. How do you know that? Well, what in the pause have? Well, how do you? And they're just like, oh my God, why are you being a Debbie Downer? She knows because like it spoke to me, and we just have such in depth. You don't anything
Tyra,
that
do the sign again. What was the sign they did to get out the house?
get out the house, get out the house. The killer's in the house. The bang bang. That was my gun, and that was the house. Get out the house. But it's she just has these blinders on because she wants to be married so bad. And if there is, a time clock on it because she could potentially go blind soon, that's sad. But that doesn't mean you need to settle because I would think that the
Yeah.
aspect would be for that partner and that husband to be there when those serious things happen.
Happened.
Joe is not that man.
And I don't know. And hopefully, I think in the next set, we'll meet her family because we met his this time, right? So maybe we'll meet her family next time and somebody will be the voice of reason, somebody that really cares about her. Because the other thing that's kind of glaring for me this season is that in the earlier seasons I watched, there was really a theme of sisterhood with the ladies and having each other's back and looking like, no, he told me so and so about your man and it's whatever. And I'm not getting any of that this season with the ladies. Like everybody is very focused on who they're with and who they're with alone. And there doesn't seem to be regard or care for anyone else. But easing on down this road, honey, let's get on over here. You know. Annie and Nick. Annie's a weirdo, but a lavender marriage could work, Tyra. Listen, at this point, I'm not mad. When we see his well-appointed cabin in the woods, his cropped sweater, and his sailor hat, I said, I know what time it is. His mama was right and correct. This was so interesting to me. Annie's a lunatic, and I'm going to start with her because Annie's true character and nature, I feel as though, was revealed in this set of episodes. This lady picks arguments just to argue. She's got an extremely weird parted section in the middle of her head. I don't know if it's gray or blonde or what. And she does hair. This is so bizarre. That's how you know you can't trust her. But the spazzing out, the idea at this mixer that Brendan should be fawning all over her. He didn't fight for me. Girl, who the hell do you think you are? And then putting Nick through the ringer, knowing Nick don't know what Nick want at this point. It's all diabolical. And Annie's a strange bird. She's a very strange one. And then to top it all off, when we meet Nick's beautiful family, and the brother is doing all he can to keep his composure because brother knows what time it is. I was like, is it a gag order in place? The brother wanted to pull her to the side and say, girl, do you know what's about to happen right now? Mama was looking like, oh my gosh, like, Nick, you sure about this? Like, if this is what you want, I'm going to get my grandbabies. Like, just be Lavender long enough to give her some grandbabies. Again, I don't know what Nick like. I don't think Nick knows what Nick likes at this point, but I know he's keeping that cabin. I know that in the city with you, sister, he keeping the cabin for the playthings. Listen, I know. I see the signs. The writing's on the wall. You hear me? And for those saying, well, I didn't see property and land, I know a man that's got a cute coin, and Nick has got coins. I don't know how y'all don't see it. I don't know if y'all been around everybody who's broke. This young man makes a good bag. He makes a good bag, and Annie can sniff it out. She knows a sponsor when she sees one. That's the connection here, and I don't think it's long lasting. You can see it in her eyes. Annie's a strange bird, and I hope we get the full picture of it. Yeah, this is a mess. Tyra, talk to me about Annie and Nick and the possibility of a lavender marriage. Is it possible? Can it work?
Nick said, "Who cabin? Girl, this is where I get bring the boys and fold down the house boots. Girl, I ain't selling my damn cabin for nobody. Girl said, whose cabin? Girl, this is where the things happen. Girl, I keep it real discreet down in the city, but this is if these walls could talk. Girl, this is the good time cabin. Girl, where? I'll sell you before I sell this cabin." Girl, when Nick said, "Oh, I get to finally bring a girl home."
Jesus. Jesus. And everybody asking, why are you saying this? Why are you saying this? His mama said it. His mama said it. We didn't just pull this out of the air.
I'm so excited I get to finally bring a girl home. Girl, Annie said, look, I don't need you, right? You could die tonight and I wouldn't give a damn. I don't need you. I was like, Annie. Annie, are you
Right.
okay? Are you okay? Are you okay,
Annie, are
Annie?
you okay, Annie?
Annie is the drama. I was like, what is this? Yeah, but you're not giving me reassurance. Yeah, I feel like you're not. I need you to tell me. It's like, well, I'm trying to tell you that I'm falling for you and I'm here and I support you and I love you. Yeah, yeah. I want you to know I don't need you. I don't need any.
Let me hear.
Girl, the way that the crazy was jumping out. I was like, and we were like guarded before for Andy because Nick was gaslighting and being a manipulator, but laying it on so thick because I love you and I'll fight for you and da da da. Andy said, "Oh yeah, I'm about to match your." And I thought you loved me. I thought you said you're gonna fight for me. And even if you do, know that I don't need you. I don't need any of this. It's like, well, actually, I said, oh, the personalities are strong with this one. There's a couple in there. Nick, get out of there. Now I need you to save yourself, sir. Take your stirs, take your chaps, your Sailor Moon hats, whatever you need to do, and get out of there. This was just crazy. She already has like the wonky crazy hair going. That doesn't do her any favors. She looks crazy. She gives like sugar in a gas tank brick through the window. I don't know. Something is very
Any people?
unseasonable with the situation, and it completely shifted from the first couple of episodes to Nick. Get out of there. Whatever you're trying to prove with this Lavender situation, you don't have to do that, baby. It's 2025. You can go and be
Yeah.
with whoever you want to be with. And I'm sure that your family wouldn't mind. And maybe he's one of those who are conflicted because I do want those dynamics, but I don't know if I can have that with a man. So if I can have both, like, baby, you can. It's possible. Live in your truth, Nick. Your mother wants you to. Believe me, she does. Annie, Annie is weird. Annie is weird. I ran that scene back of them laying on that bed. Like I was like, okay, I'm missing the oops moment for her to do this. And I did understand where it was like all the ladies here are having an issue with them comparing and talking about the relationships and acting like something is inadequate with theirs. So the moment that you do that, it makes me unsure whether you're here. I don't know if you're here. If you're gonna say, and he's like, well, no, I am here. I'm gonna go pack my bag. And I was just saying that I can't wait to embark on. Yeah, but I don't need you. He's like, well, okay. Well, why are you telling me this now? Well, I'm not for any reason. I love you. The crazy met the crazy.
Yeah.
All of the weird love bummy behavior from them both. Insanely, this could work. This
Oh
could
God.
this could work. They have a good time together. If she could agree to disagree and he could live in who he is, and maybe not a Lavender, but maybe a poly situation, maybe, whatever.
Yeah.
But because they're both weird in that way. But I don't need him to be here presenting as a fully straight man that only desires women. Sir, please. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. I love it there. It's okay. You can go over there at the YMCA. It's all right. Annie needs to check her emotions at the door because whomever she all like you're not all that. Annie
No, baby. No,
was
baby.
like, you're supposed to be breathing down the door. The way he didn't even came over here and spoke to me yet. Like, Annie, it's not giving
Girl,
that. Please.
never.
I can't take Annie seriously sometimes when she's giving crazy eyes and it's unstable in this way.
I don't know. And I mean, I think Brendan dodged a bullet. I was like, good for you, Brendan. I'm so glad. And I'm glad he didn't even really entertain her for real. He probably saw her and was like, yikes. Like, it was good. Yeah, she need to go back to the salon. I don't see it for her. I don't know. I fear that there's worse to come with Annie. Um, I do, because as much as Nick did love bomb and do all those things, I understand what he was overcompensating for. So I think it allows me to give him a little bit more grace. I think she's malicious. I think there's a darkness about Annie that we haven't fully seen yet.
I think they're both got away because the way that you can come here unsolicited and love bomb, and then when we got there and we had the mixer, it's like, well, yeah, you said you loved me, and I thought that it was bizarre how you could be so reckless and so. Well, he didn't really have an explanation there, and I'm not going to give you any courtesies because you're trying to prove something to yourself or avoid. I don't know what we're trying to do, but I know something popping off at that cabin. They're both weird in a way to where if we all admit what's really going on here, it might potentially work, and Annie will put the crazy down.
Maybe. I mean, for a cute coin, it's looking like she might be willing to go over there. And I know he's got a little cute coin over there. So now here's the other thing. We do see Kate pop up at the mixer, and Nick and Kate do share a moment, and she's basically looking at him like, yeah, because he lays it on, and he's like, well, I did love you, but I loved her too. Have you ever loved two people at the same time, Kate? It's an interesting situation. She was just giving. She was, there was reciprocity there. She was giving me back what I was putting out, and that's why I had to, cut it off. When ultimately, allegedly, it was about faith. She don't believe in God, so we're not over there anymore. He, again, like I said, I think I understand what he was doing because he was overcompensating. And Tyra, if nobody else was leaving with something, Nick was gonna leave with something. He said, I came here, I made up my mind, I'm gonna get a wife, and I'm leaving with a wife. And I don't think he really cared who it was going to be ultimately because, like I said, I don't think he knows who or what he wants at this point. But what did you think about Kate saying that he was calculated? And then it getting back to Annie and Annie kind of stonewalling him the rest of the night instead of really just kind of having a conversation with him about it?
It was very calculating, but a lot of them have gotten here with that. Nick was the ultimate. I'm leaving here with something, man. He had his little Denzel. I'm leaving here with something. Yeah, he
So,
did. He had his moment, and if it's not going to be you, it's going to be her. But I'm going to tell whomever what, so I can. I need options. Crazy, very desperate in that way. Amy, though, the shift is just crazy because I just was so ready to be caping for Amy to be saved from Nick, the manipulator, the double agent. And then she gets here, and it's like, okay, now we're here, we're in it, we're active, we're talking about our futures. But the moment I mention or may say something that you don't agree with, I don't need you, right? You could die tonight, Nick, and my life would never change. I was like, what? What? And then the person, then it shifts back to being sweet and kind. And well, actually, I didn't mean it that way. I just want to know that you're in it. No. This is weird. I think that they're matching each other's energy, and for her to be upset in the calculation, like you're both, y'all have these manipulating tendencies to it. Now it is sad that I guess she thought she was the only one getting the I love yous in the pause or whatever, and that's something that they can talk about later. But
yeah.
I don't think it takes much for any of these relationship dynamics to shift because at the end of the day, these people really don't like each other.
Not at all. Not at all. And shout out to the 87 people who are in the room. If you could do us a big favor and like the live if you're having a good time, it makes all the difference and it helps us so much, y'all. Helps us so much. Now, easing on over here. And before we get into the last couple, I got to go here first. Because like I said, my take apparently what was a hot take. So I want to get over here really quick and we're going to get over there to Edmund and his mama. uh Edmund mama and like I said, it's a hot take, but I want to talk pathology of a deadbeat. Because if you had a deadbeat parent or was in relationship with someone who had a deadbeat, especially a mother, I don't know about the father, so I'm gonna stick with a mother. Then you know that a lot of times when, especially in terms of foster care or adoption, when a child was taken or given away, there is a level of revisionist history that they abide in, that they rest in. It's almost like a manipulation tactic, and I think they use it to bear the shame of whatever their choices were that caused the harm, right? So when we meet Edmund mama, she come in there shaking beads, bringing beads to KB that Lord knows what's on them beads, Tyra, that she got from Ghana, all right? But also, I gave everything for my children. I'm the reason Edmund's the man you see before. Without me, Edwin wouldn't be. I did that. Look at him. Look at his smile. Look at him with his pick in his head. Look at him with his cape crawling in cabinets. I did that. Everything good about Edmund was for me. I did that. Y'all don't see the issue here. Clearly, this man said that he aged out of the foster system, meaning he has been in foster care. He was either taken away, and I don't know this lady's life or her history, but it's giving addiction, it's giving substance abuse issues in the past. And now you want to take credit for being this mother that instilled all of those things and is the reason he made it. Meanwhile, he made X, Y, or Z in spite of you. This level of manipulation, it pisses me off every single time because I've met so many women like this, so many mothers like this. Hell, I might per se have a biological mother that's similar, not with addiction issues, but just I think it's so hard for a parent to come to terms with the fact that they did wrong by their child or that they didn't do what the expectation was, that they have to create a false narrative around it so that they can sleep at night. This was gross to me. The fact that she tried to spread this on KB's cracker and KB graciously was like, okay, knowing he done told all of America, baby, that you wasn't there. This was wild to me. And then the fact that she decides to later say, yeah, and we looked at KB's Instagram and I didn't like her for you at all. So not only did all of this happen in his life and you really didn't raise him, but now you're going to talk about who's good enough for him. Madam, please take several seats. I hated everything about the discourse, about the conversation. Honestly, I was personally activated by this because you're not gonna stand on my shoulder, piss in my mouth, and tell me it's raining, Tyra. You're not gonna do it.
You and it's enough.
That's the thing I'm going to take from that movie every single time, Tyra. Go, but your thoughts, because apparently my take is a hot take. Tyra, talk to me about Edmund Mama and your impression.
Okay. I'm from the trenches. You know what I'm saying?
Round through there.
Run through there. I know an ex-dolphin when I see one. Respect to this woman. Respect to her recovery. This is a recovering addict who was absent, gone, out there in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And you failed your son. You weren't there.
That part.
I seen her. I said, who let her through the door? You let Edmund through that was one thing. You let Edmund here, okay. You let this mama through the door. Production, you let her through the door.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because why not exploit the whole family? Why not just two for the price of one?
I don't know if anybody in the chat has seen the soft white underbelly. Who watches that?
Lord Jesus. Yes.
If anybody watches that, where we go and we pick up the people, the whomevers off of Skid Row, it was that. Okay, fine. The body language from Edmund showed me everything I needed to know. Edmund became a recluse and distanced himself. You can't tell me he was just overjoyed to see this woman.
Mm-hmm.
This is somebody who has not been a mainstay in your life, who you clearly have a disposition with because you failed me and weren't there for me when I needed you the most. But by the time you recovered and you came back and now you want to be super mom and you're overcompensating for what you weren't in the past, it's too late because whatever happened to me to bring me to this point or didn't happen, you weren't present for it. I kept waiting for Edmund because Edmund is very, advantageous and talkative and like you couldn't tell me the Edmund that we've seen. If this was mom, we would be all over mom, hugging mom and showing affection and mom, I love you, mom, I love you. It gives that. The way Edmund turned his back and was cooking, and Edmund didn't say nothing. I was like, oh, the body language was absolutely off. This was so weird to put on television. I was like, beloved, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to do? That you brought Edmund here, because this was already a situation. This parent was one of the ones where, a Skype call, put her on speakerphone. We didn't need to see this woman. And a lot about her behavior, it didn't give that I'm completely recovered. I don't like being unsure because stuff happens, life happens, and if you're able to overcome those addictions and obstacles, fine. I couldn't sit here and say in solidarity that this is a clean individual. So the way that she was speaking, her body language also, it gave crackhead. And I'm like, y'all brought this brother here and you allowed him to be here in this capacity. And that was so much to swallow. Maybe when he got in the cabinets, I was like, all right, whatever. We know
What
who
is
Edmund
cape
is.
on? What is cape on?
Hey. And then we brought this mom here. I can't take Love is Blind seriously. And we have seen our choice of parents on this show. I have never seen this. This was such a low vibrational choice. And I'm like, who was behind production that okayed this? I They would never let this fly with anybody else.
No.
Edmund would have told his story and it said, well, clearly Edmund's mother wasn't available for this, but that's just that. And we're going to go out of our way to all these brothers or whomever that she was speaking on,
Yeah.
who probably aren't connected because who knows, once you go to foster care, baby, you're scattered about. You might not even be with your siblings. Who knows? We would have went to every other person in Edmund's space to be a voice. This is who you went to. This is all that was available. Fine. It wasn't giving that. This was so broken, and I was very hurt for Edmund because I think it catered to why he is where he is now.
Yeah.
And not to say that he's, a shell or an incomplete man, but you know that from how he portrays himself, when we first met him, he's been through some stuff and suffered some traumas. And he knows that this woman is, partially the cause for that because you weren't there. This wasn't that. This isn't even a healed situation, and you're sitting here going on and on about who's good enough for your son. And when she said, "Yeah, don't everybody, you the only one. Don't tell whatever we share is our business." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I feel like she was this close to asking her for money. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
And like I
I
said,
This was just solid. Every single time we voice, and normally it's catered to black women because they always get the short end of the stick on these shows. Like, black women, why are you continuing to go on? Unless it's catered for a black audience, baby, just get out of here. Just get out of here. I think it says a lot that we follow through and we air this. And everybody's sitting behind the camera. Even okay, she was sitting there, but when she excused herself, I said, "Where are you going?" She said, "I gotta go. I'll be back." Where are you going? You need some air? We need to confront these problems head on. The whole thing in I brought you a gift, but it's at the whole. I was like, oh my god, is it beads? Is it? Yeah, it's a cultural thing. He'll explain that. I was like, this is an addict, and you brought her here on national TV. This is not the person that we put on, and if we couldn't have anybody else, you just should have brought on anybody. I hated to see this and what this woman represented in Edmund's life, and for her to try to sit there and gaslight us into her being a good mother and being there. You were an absentee because you were probably an addict, and now that we may not be, and we're in the in between, you want to come here and be super mom and tell somebody that they're not deserving of your son, and we looked you up, lady. Who are you? Oh girl, this is a dope thing. This is a dope
yeah,
thing. I
yeah.
just didn't know why they would let her come here.
Girl,
And
you know why?
I know, but it's like, why? Why are we doing this? Like, we've had enough. We've seen enough of these portrayals to, try to pretend that, black people are monolithic and we all having this same shared experience. But I thought I thought we were beyond this. Are we not beyond this? Are we not tired?
Clearly the people are not. Clearly the people are not. And I know some people, have a completely different take on this. And I'll say this to you. I love that for you. I love that for you that you can't recognize this, but instantly, I think anybody who's been down through there or had encounters with a person who's battled in this way, you immediately caught it as soon as she sat down and started talking. And then the mess with the daughter-in-laws, yeah, because they just run back and tell my sons everything I said. Like, okay, now we're getting messy and it's turning into something. But no, like you said, EB24601. Listen, I got it. This has been a exercise in exploitation beginning to end. I feel like they were like, oh, we get two for the price of one, and the fact that you baited this woman to come here not knowing what Edmund had already told the world. She came into this blind. That's why she was talking so, I think, so freely, way that she was about everything she poured and all that she gave up for her kids and all of these things. She went into this blind, not knowing that Edmund had told the world all of this. And the fact that this is the one and only time I think we've ever seen Edmund calm
Yeah.
And I, like I said in my review, I was like, this meeting her explains everything he is. All of his behaviors, all of his need for affirmation, for being accepted, for not wanting to ruffle any feathers, for tell me I'm perfect, tell me I did good, I'm a good boy, like I am good. It was sick. It's sick. It's sick that you would put this on display because they know what social media and the internet was going to do with them. They knew exactly what they were going to do, and I don't feel like he's equipped or ready for this. I said it before. I feel like this was unkind and irresponsible for anybody to put him on this main stage, and then to deal with the fallout he's going to have to deal with his family, this mother, when she sees the before. You know what I mean? Like, it's just it just they didn't have any care or consideration for him at all.
What is anybody's what could you see beyond this? And I don't know, like you said, if you hear like I know this lady, I know this person.
Oh,
That's
they
why I
told me
like
they loved it. They said it was beautiful. It was such a great moment. She came in there so lovingly and loving on him and the support system. That's what
not
they
a
said they saw.
loving person taking credit for something that you weren't even present for. This is someone overcompensating for their inadequacy as a mom. Like, what are we talking about? And this is someone who may not be too far removed from whatever street they picked her up off of. What are we doing here? What did you promise her? How did you get her here? And then even the whole conversation with my sons and it gives like, hey, when you call and who's ever wife, like, hey, I need you to send me some money and
Mhm.
don't tell my son and they gotta go back, see, yeah, you the first one. It's weird. It's
Yeah.
weird. It's giving addict like behavior, and I just didn't understand for the show that this is why they would bring her here. I hated it.
Yeah, just for ratings and views and to be a conversation piece. It's
They get
sick.
ratings and views just fine to me though. I didn't know y'all had to stoop all the way down here. And I'm just hoping that whoever sees this with all of the judgments to the side, somebody recognizes, oh, okay, this is what we can do to help Edmund or this situation or
I
be,
hope
be a
so.
betterment to it, not just, drag this down because this was tired.
I hope there's some intervention because you're not. No one's going to tell me they sat up and watch Edmund and think that this is completely normal, healed, uh, fully functioning adult behavior that we've seen, that we've witnessed. It's not so. Roses, bud, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. All jokes aside, this was sad to watch and was. And I know exactly why they did it, and it sickens me. When I showed that cast photo and we see all of these men here, there are, I believe, a total of three black men, including Edmund. We have like it looks like somebody who may be Indian or like Middle Eastern there. None of them were featured. No, only Edmund. Only Edmund. And it's like, oh, okay, that was the more interesting storyline because he's licking floors, because he's doing X, Y, or Z, because he's doing high kicks and wearing tight pants and a pick in his head. Like this was done by design. It was very intentional. And again, this is the reason I really feel like, do I want to watch another season of Love is Blind if this is the type of antics that they're gonna pull? It's a stunt, you know?
Hate that. I hate that you're saying that people are seeing something different because at least if people advocated for how wrong this is, they would know not to try that ish ever again in any fellow seasons. But people are seeing something different. I don't know.
Yeah, they think it's beautiful. They were like, "Oh, that must be his foster mom." I'm like, literally, these people have the same face. Literally, he's just a different color. Like that is his mother. That is the woman who birthed him into this world. I don't
The
know how y'all
dynamic
feel.
between them was so broken, and he like proceeded to like, oh, I was like, why is his back turned? This isn't. He was quiet. What? When has this man been quiet and not affectionate and not doting and talking and trying to interject into the conversation? You would have known if this was a loving son, dad. This isn't
Mother.
that.
So,
This isn't that. This isn't that. And anybody who can't recognize it, blessings to you.
yeah, that's what I said. I love that for you that you've never had to encounter that or witness it or be a part of it. But this was not healthy. This was not a health. Look at his face. Like what they say, read the room. Anyway, let's get on over here, Tyra. KB and Edmund, they both put their capes on. And really the editing process, they've got to do better because we're missing so much. You're not going to tell me that they went into the mixer all well and dandy. right? Like we saw. First of all, we didn't get to see either of their abodes where they live outside of this space. The mother, I think, came over to their apartment. And also, she's already on edge when we get there. And we have to assume that there was a conversation earlier about some things because KB spazzes out on him. You're a fool. Edmund, get out of my face. You're acting like a child. Why would you get up in these people's face and say, must be nice? Somebody I wish somebody would say that to me that I'm perfect. Why would you say that here? Are you trying to call me out, Edmund? And it becomes a whole thing. And I think this is what happens when you don't address a thing when it's a thing. I think this was carryover. I think there were other things to it. Because what did she say? Don't just come over and tell me you love me. You do that all the time, Edmund. That's not enough. I want to know why you did this. I want to know why. And it very much gave to me mother son dynamic. Like I'm having to chastise you here in public because you don't know how to act, and I'm disciplining you. Like I said, he had his cape on, he was climbing in cabinets. I'm saying what makes you laugh will make you cry, sis. Cause what are you? She's like, you climb in all the cabinets that you have? No, I ain't never had a cabinet this big. Like it borderline. It's beyond the borderline of ridiculousness. It's far surpassed it. And like I said, at the mixer, it's like you're a fool, you're a child. I can't talk to you anymore. This is whatever. So Tyra, what I want to know from you, what did you think of the KB and Edmund dynamic outside of Mama Edmund? And then where do we go from here? And was there something we missed in terms of a fight or argument that boiled over?
It had to be, and if not, this made KB look wild. I was like, why is she? Why? This isn't the KB we met. I couldn't sympathize or look to KB for anything. Like, girl, you knew exactly what you were signing up for. You were one of the few. You knew what you were getting before we even met Beyond the Pods. You knew what this was. You put your cape on, also, and I can love him through it. I can fix it, and ignored all type of red flags because he's just so vulnerable and emotional. I just love. It's like she's getting here and she is expecting him to be more mature than he's. I was like, this is Edmund doesn't really just have too much capacity to be up and down and be hot and cold and give you something one way and another the next day. It's not that. And it's like now it's a problem. You knew who I was. You knew exactly who I was and why we were here. I I don't know. It's just very hard. I didn't like seeing her chastise him at the mixer because this is what he's been. I'm gonna dote on you. I'm gonna massage you. I'm gonna kiss you. I'm gonna say I love you, and I'm gonna get you a gift, and that's it. He's not good at like being vulnerable and emotionally mature in that way to have a deep, complex conversation about. It's never been that. That's why we was like, oh, like skates, and it's just like yeah, and it's the same thing. And I'm sure that trickles all the way back to his mom. And I'm gonna say I love you and give you a gift. It's like, yeah, but that's not fixing anything. But now it's just like she's acting surprised. And I didn't understand that. And I'm sure we did maybe miss something or some type of edit because the edit is giving angry black woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the edit, angry, agitated black woman out of nowhere when it's all been, I mean, it's okay, we'll just talk and we can just, it's like she's sick of it. She's fed up. Like, this is what you've been doing. What did you expect him to do? How did you expect him to be? Girl, when Edmund took off that cowboy hat and pulled out his emergency picking hat out of nowhere, his comfort, it was just a hat and a pick out of nowhere. I was like, Edmund, you just had on a cowboy hat. It's like, no, I carry this with me at all times. This was sad because he doesn't know how to receive it, and we had just had them. I guess have as much of a mature conversation as he could. Like, I was at first feeling a way that we weren't getting immediately to the sex, but I love you, and like I'm willing to. You're right, and he's giving her as far as he can go, and she's acting like he has something. Like, did y'all have something that we didn't? I just haven't seen him have just that much depth emotionally or just maturity. He's it's very obvious, and I just didn't understand. I didn't know, and I didn't like the way because it's very child. He's very childlike anyway. So it's just to see her go in on him like that in front of everybody and be just as toxic as she wants to be. Because why are we cursing? Why are we get out? I was like, oh my goodness, Are you okay? You're clearly not, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Are you
Yeah.
okay? You're not, social worker or not, you're not capable of being with this man and trying to deliver emotionally what he needs. Evan is going to need a certain type of woman. And she acted like she could show up and rise to the occasion and be that. But at the first notation that I'm immature in this way and I'm not verbalizing in a way that you want to, you degrade me in a room full of people and curse me out.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I'm just going to die. I'm going to die. I was like, oh, God, Evan,
And
please.
knowing that he's not going to fight back. And I think that's the unequal power dynamic here, which made me question why you chose him even out of the pods. Because this is Edmund from the pods.
Yeah.
Edmund's been Edmund, been Edmund, been Edmund, been Edmund, from his emotional irregulation to the types of questions that he asked or really answered, because he didn't ask too many questions. Girl, let me shut up. Anyway, yeah. But I think KB working in social work, she sees him as someone she can help and fix. And I get that, but only to a certain extent, because it does become a burden. I think when the power dynamic is so different and so strange, you turn from a partner to like a caretaker of
Parent,
sorts.
a mother.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah. Sometimes you can't save and be empathetic to everyone. You will possibly be the one who mentally suffers. Absolutely. It's too much. It's too much. And I wish you would have found it sooner rather than later, because I fear what they're setting up is an ultimate meltdown. Like you said, he was like, he'll die, he'll die, he'll die. He's just going to die. I'm like, God, what happens when she says no to him at the altar?
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. I was like, is he emotionally ready for whatever happens here? I don't know. Maybe there is a bit more depth that we haven't seen on camera to where whatever this was warranted. But it makes you scared for what could potentially go down when it's like, yeah, I can't do this.
Yeah, that's my fear for the next couple weeks and the weddings, because it looks like she's going to definitely go and get fitted for a dress even after all of this. After he sat up and cried in that bed, I'm a nice. There's no way you proceed after that. There's no way you come back and be like, oh, okay. And it would be something subtle off camera. Edmund, I don't think this is gonna work. I think you're a great person, whatever. But I think to do this on camera and to break it down, I think it's gonna be terrible. And I'm really dreading it.
I could tell what type of energy KB was on when she met that mother, and she was. I don't know why it's her reading of the room is so delayed. But it was like, oh, maybe there's a bit more trauma here than I considered. Things with Edmund that I didn't consider. Let me take a step back and go out. I'll be right back. Like, where you going? Where you going, Kay? Huh? And then it was just like, yeah. Well, you need to voice that now. She's just over here getting frustrated.
Yeah. Yeah, Antonio, I think Ed is a nice guy too. I just don't think this was the platform or experience for him. Because I don't think he is emotionally capable of handling all of this. Especially, like I said, if KB says no on that wedding day and they air it, it just, I don't know. He can't control his emotions. We saw that even at the mixer. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. He's gonna, like, it was wild. Like, we saw it in that bedroom scene. Like, it's just, he doesn't really have a great handle on regulating his emotions. So what does it look like? And he's embarrassed and he cares about what everybody thinks. What happens in front of a crowd of people?
But even with that, like, you got so turned up at the fact that he said, "Well, I mean, must be nice." Like, that really sent you. That sent you to warrant that emotion from you, KP. I didn't think. I thought she was doing the most there. She's not equipped to handle any of this. I don't think they're yoked in that way as much as she thinks that she's a social worker and she can fix things. And I've seen these things before, and these were some of the best mans and husbands. Yeah, maybe not so much here. I don't think that this is what she expected, even though I guess it's hindsight's 2020 because we're watching it and we can see everything. I don't know.
Now this is interesting because I see this take a lot. I see a take on TikTok that Edmund is more of the villain. He rests and resides in misogyny, and his outbursts are dangerous for KB. Just Jonda says, I am not afraid for Edmund. I'm afraid for KB. As usual, the black woman becomes the punching bag while everyone twists in pretzels to make sure the black man is good. Tyra, thoughts?
I mean, I'm scared for the both of them. I've been said that this is the way that it's all childlike and skipping and frolicking and kissing the floor. This is a grown man with unregulated, volatile emotions at a response of I can't do what, I can't have what, or people think what of me. We don't know what that could escalate to, and she doesn't either. But I can only disregard it so much because you gladly signed up for this. Like you frolicked over there right along with him. All the signs have been here,
Yeah,
and
and he and that,
they're glaring signs. It's not
yeah,
even like I never knew. I didn't expect Edmund to. All the signs are there that this may be something that you're not prepared for that could potentially be harm. We don't know. They don't know anything about each other already, but you don't know what he's experienced and where his emotions could take him because he's not used to using his words or finding a different emotion outside of I love because the way he just kept saying I love you, but I love you, I love you. I was like,
mhm,
oh my goodness, somebody get in here. Somebody get this. Somebody come look at this. Somebody do something. But it's bad. I just, I don't know what I'm supposed to align with her signing up. It just gave super social worker. Like I
yeah,
can fix it's that, and maybe she loves her job and she's so invested. It gave I can fix him. I'm gonna bring my work home. Maybe it's oh I've seen this before. Like I can and then he's gonna be just I can mold. It gave mold a man. It gave fix a man. I'm gonna pour into him, and since he's so vulnerable and he's tapped into his emotions, like I can get the best of both worlds. And then it's like oh well, he's non-confrontational. He's not a fighter. He has these erratic emotions. He has like, did you not think that some of those things were going to come with who you met and heard in the pods? We couldn't verbalize in the pods. We couldn't,
okay,
do those things in the pods. She got that one or that one poem or letter, and it was just like, oh, okay, all right, this is my man. I want to have all these babies. Like it was, once again, a poor case of these people not really getting to know each other or asking the right questions. But I think that Edmund, above all of them, like he bears everything as much as he can in his own way. And I think he bared enough for her to know that might not be what I want to sign up for because I want a certain relationship and a certain husband at this point in his life. And I might not want a mother and parent and fix all the time. And clearly she doesn't because it didn't take much to get that emotion out of her.
yeah. And I mean, we've been knew that. And here's what I'll say, just Jonda, because I'll go with that to a certain extent. But here's the thing. Um, there's this thing or whatever because I've gotten a couple comments like that earlier about catering, throwing the black woman to the wolves and doing X, Y, or Z for the black man to cape for him. And here's my thing: I'm going to hold anybody responsible who has responsibility to be held, black, white, yellow, whatever the case may be, male or female. And I feel like with KB, like Tyra said, the signs are there. You are a trained social worker who is trained to recognize the signs. And in those pods, you still made a conscious decision to choose him. Now, will I say that he's volatile and I feel like never should have been on the show? And I don't mean volatile necessarily in a dangerous way, but we don't know. We don't know the extent of his trauma, how that looks when it's demonstrated when he gets to the height of anything. But the onus is on you to make choices for your life. When you met him and he was doing high kicks and all of that, and you said, "Yeah, that's why I like him. That's why I fell in love with that man, girl. He did what I needed him to do." When he had that meltdown in the bed, like that didn't scare you? Because that scared me in the bed. I'm nicer, but you won't give me your coochie. I'm nicer. Like there's no way in my mind that I look at Edmund and say, oh, he's a life partner or he's someone who's even on my level. And then I also think he's working at a deficit in a certain capacity. There is definitely a different dynamic in this relationship, in my opinion, as
I
far
think
as
that's something that
awareness,
she
who he
likes.
is, and what he knows.
I think
Huh?
that's something that she likes. Much credit as anybody would like to cape for or give her. I think she liked that advantage that she has. I think it gave her an element of control in like I can mold this man to be exactly who I want him to be because he is so imperfect and he is so He's vulnerable and emotional where I need him to be, but all of these inadequate things, I can fix those things because I'm a social worker and I'm trained. He's just going to be the best husband because I'm going to get the best of both worlds. I think she likes that. I think she likes that element of control and bringing that work home with her. And it's just like, well, whoa, wait, this might be more than I signed up for. You signed up for it though.
Yeah. And I mean, and get out now, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, it just makes for such a mess. And I know other people were like, well, the producers are probably coaching and steering her a certain way. You ain't got to listen to them to producers. You do not have to, you don't have to do that. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And I think at this point, it becomes an ethical issue. Anybody, I mean, I don't know that man's condition. I'm not going to speculate. I am not a medical professional. But there's differences that are evident, and you know, they say it's an amazing edit. I'm gonna go and watch her interview she did with AD and see what she was talking about. They say that a lot comes out there. She doesn't spoil, but she does go into detail about the relationship and what wasn't shown. But I mean, I want the best for both of them. And the exploitation has happened. I pray that it's not worse in the next set of episodes. Oh, Lord. So just Jonda, I do have a question. Really, really quick for you though. I really just want to know. Do you think that he's on like a nefarious mission, that he's fully aware and this is like an act?
Some
Because
do.
that's the sentiment that some people have, that he's playing. This is what road manager say, Tyra? He's
That ain't,
playing.
that ain't really like that.
Or
I was
like
say all
weaponized
he
incompetence.
well, no, I think he has some words. He said he's really not like that, and this is somebody going out of their way to exploit themselves because they want whatever praise or endorsements or
Oh.
notoriety that could come from. Like, you're not gonna miss me. Everybody's gonna see me and pay attention to me this season because I am doing the most. I was like, I don't know. I don't. If it is an act, you're carrying it all the way through. I don't see it being an act, especially after meeting his mother.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm curious though. Drop it in the comments or drop it in the chat and just let us know. Tyra, do you have any other thoughts on this set of episodes? Any predictions for the last set of episodes or the reunion? Cause I'm spent.
I predict that nobody's getting married. Who? Like, there's nobody. I'm like, I was checking. I was like, are those all the couples? Like, so all of them are in a way. Everybody, there's no potential here. I think, has there been, didn't that happen last season? Nobody got married, right?
I didn't watch season 8 with them people in Minneapolis.
Oh, well, one
So
of
I don't
these
know.
more recent seasons, nobody, got hitched. I think that this will be the case
One of
because
those. Was
it's
it
just
UK
all.
maybe? Was it UK?
It was one of them. I don't know, but
Okay.
I know that this may be. It was like for the first time in Love Is Blind history, nobody got married. I think we're going to repeat that. I'm hoping that none of these people get married. Nobody here is fit to be with one another. Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, it's bad. It's all bad. And hopefully New Orleans brings in some new talent and some new people and somebody who really wants this on both sides. Cause child, I don't know. But y'all, that was Love is Blind, season 9, episode 7 through 9. Tyra, let the people know what's going on the rest of this week and what they need to do.
Just tomorrow, guys, please roll up. We will be discussing. Bless you, Danny. We will be discussing Reasonable Doubt, the latest episode of season 3, and Abbott Elementary. And those are, two shows that you don't want to miss. Be sure to put the notifications on for that. And join us if you are a member for the Saturday members only watch along.
Yeah, we're watching Back to the Future. It's my night. And, it just happens to take place in October in the movie. So by default, it's a fall movie. So, yeah, we're going over there with Marty McFly and Doc. I can't wait. But thank y'all so much for coming through. Thanks so much for supporting the live, to the 100 and something people here. Thank you. Like it, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. We do this every week, all right? Something's on the deck every single week, almost every single day. Love y'all down real bad. Have a great night, and we will see y'all tomorrow.